You may see or hear me say use things called a classifier, CL. Classifiers is best way to describe this are hand shapes. They're hand shapes, kind of like actually using like parts of like the alphabet, to or like our numbers, but they are hand shapes to actually represent and to describe different objects, people, sizes, and different shapes, locations, and different movements, um, that are explained best and help to kind of help create a picture. Um, for example, since this past holiday we actually had Christmas happening, um, you may have seen lots of different lights going on. There's lots of probably like different colored lights that you've been seeing and like way that they just kind of flash. So good way to be able to kind of describe what a classifier is. Um, let's say, for example, that you actually saw a house that had the icicle lights. So they kind of cascade down kind of thing. You just notice what I did? I used a number 4. This is the hand shape. This would be considered the classifier, the CL classifier. Um, so this wouldn't mean anything beforehand. Okay, so what you would use in order to use a classifier to be able to describe it is to actually sign the actual word first, and then you actually would be able to use the classifier. So this doesn't mean anything if I'm describing about lights, because I didn't represent anything for what this means first. So you would sign the word. So for this example would be for light. This is light, light, and then you would use the classifier to kind of cascade it down. Okay, so you can also like use lights for maybe if they were flashing, flash, 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 flash. You may see it maybe if it was like a light that was like a candle. So maybe like a really big candle. This is also kind of a classifier because it's using a hand shape to kind of like describe like the actual type of candle. It's like really big kind of thing. Another example you could be able to use is to maybe if you were to try showing like what you have in your house, you can say, I have a table. This is a classifier. This kind of describes what you have, in order to be able to kind of. It's like having a mental picture. It's kind of having like a mental picture for like people who talk, but it's like a visual kind of picture so that you give them an understanding about what you're describing to a deaf person. So like there's my table here, and then on the top is a lamp. So that would be kind of like up here. Okay, this also is a classifier because it's describing the lamp. So that's kind of what a classifier is. So hope that gives you a little bit more of understanding. Still kind of learning about this myself. So I hope you'll be able to kind of get a good idea about what this is all about.